Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and we're going to be looking at some more information about the Ultra No Holds Barred. What I'd like to do is look at what Pokemon I think are going to be huge in this competition, what tactics I think, what things that you need to look out for. Of course, like I said in the last video, 3 versus 3, you have 6, pick 3, and there's no species or item clause, so you could have 6 Marshadows if you really wanted to. And the Poke Transporter is allowed, so you can bring things from your red version, from your Pokemon Gold, which I think is going to be pretty interesting too, because now we have some new stuff to bring. So let's go ahead and look at some of these Pokemon that are allowed. This is the ban list. It's basically your usual things. The legendaries, like the cover legendaries, stuff like that, those are not allowed. Of course, Arceus, not allowed. Here is talking about some Pokemon you can use. You have Marshadow, of course, Zygarde, Necrozma, Magearna, Jirachi, Genesect, and Shaman. You can bring a lot of mythical Pokemon. So that's something to keep in mind. That includes Deoxys as well. So if you really want to have a Deoxys in this, you can. But anyway, there's not really a viability list for this competition. But what we can do is look at last year's No Holds Barred and get an idea of what Pokemon might be big. So this is basically this person's Theorymon's viability list, and I think this is actually pretty accurate to what it was last year. Here's the top 3 threats: Marshadow, Magearna, and Zygarde. If you watched me do this, you know that there were a lot of these 3. These 3 are very powerful Pokemon. They do a lot of damage, and I think they're still going to be pretty big here. Of course, Magearna has pretty good bulk special attack. Here's some more like specific sets and stuff if you're interested in that. But I still think Marshadow is going to be huge here. Magearna and Zygarde, they're all going to be pretty big. Things to keep in mind though, we now have Ultra Necrozma, so I would probably put Ultra Necrozma in here just because it's a huge threat. It can hit really hard, and it has that unique Z move, the light that burns the sky. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Here is this person's A list of the viability, and some of these I think will probably still make a return because they're still really good. We got Mamoswine, Deoxys, Tapu Lele, Feeny, Kaoko, Mega Blaziken, Mimikyu, Mega Salamence, Bulu, Lando, Oyster, Genesect, which I'm actually interested in trying out Genesect. Genesect would be pretty cool here. We have Celesteela, Aegislash, Breloom, Mega Hera, and Mega Venusaur. So, yeah. So, looking at this, though, keep in mind, this is probably going to be the biggest threat. You want something to face down Marshadow. You want something for Magearna, and you want something for Zygarde and Ultra Necrozma. The thing is, yeah, these Pokemon right here are pretty powerful. They hit really hard, and Marshadow is probably going to be the biggest threat here too, because it does a lot of damage to Ultra Necrozma. It does a lot of damage to Zygarde if you have Ice Punch, and it even does a lot of damage to Magearna. Of course, Magearna has a typing advantage with the Fairy typing, but Marshadow is still very powerful. It can do a lot of damage to Magearna, and if Magearna has some chip damage on it, it's not going to outlast a Marshadow. And yeah, that's pretty big. Here we have this person's B tier. I'm not going to go too much in depth. I'll just scroll down, get an idea. And I'm going to go into what Pokemon I'm going to try out at first. So this is like my first iteration of the team. This is by no means going to be the last iteration of the team, because of course, the Ultra Kalos Classic, I had my team right off the bat here. I'm not so sure I will, because there's going to be different things that I think I'll realize that are getting a lot of usage. So right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and look at the Necrozma Dusk form, which is a Pokemon I would really think would do pretty good here. I'm going with the Dusk main form because I think the Dawn Wings form has too much of a weakness. It is Ghost Psychic. So based off that, I think it's got a pretty big weakness to Ghost. And Marshadow, like I said, is going to be one of the biggest Pokemon in this. So, yeah, that's why I'm going with the Psychic Steel type. Steel gives it some nice resistances. And once we go into Ultra Necrozma form, we are a Psychic Dragon. So that's why I'm going with this one. Besides, if, say I'm facing something and I'm like, oh, okay, if I have a Dragon typing right now, that's going to hurt me more than help me. I can just stay in Necrozma Dusk. So that's what I'm thinking there. We're going to try it out as a physical set first. That's what we're going to try out first. Marshadow, of course, is going to be the biggest one. This one is actually... there's a specific thing I was going to outspeed. Oh, yeah. So I have this Marshadow specifically with the Scarf so it can outspeed Ultra Necrozma. Because Ultra Necrozma naturally outspeeds Marshadow. So if I have a Choice Scarf on it, I'm going to put investment in its survivability, because with the Choice Scarf, it pretty much outspeeds almost everything already. So that's why I'm looking into putting some survivability. That'll be a nice surprise for people that are like, hey, I have a Choice Scarf on this that outspeeds Marshadow. Wait a second, that Marshadow's fast. But we're going to try it with this spread just for Ultra Necrozma. We have some nice ghost moves like Spectral Thief. I think that's one of the best moves for your Marshadow. Someone try to set up some Swords Dances, you get that Spectral Thief, and now you have the Swords Dances. Post Combat, nice fighting move. Ice Punch for, you know, Flying, Dragon, Ground types. And Pursuit whenever I think the opponent's going to swap out, because Marshadow hits a lot of things very hard. So Pursuit's a really nice move. I didn't go into too much detail on this. I need to go ahead and do that. So Swords Dance, Photon Geyser, Earthquake, Stone Edge. These are all physical moves. Photon Geyser is a cool move. It goes by which stat is higher, attack or special attack. And since this one's attack is higher, it's going to be a physical attack. Plus we have Swords Dance, so that'll help out. What I can do here is Swords Dance in my Dusk form, so I still have that Steel typing for survivability, and then go into Ultra Necrozma and do a lot of damage. Now we're going to look at my Zygarde, and this is going to be a Power Construct Zygarde. What I want to try out is a Rest Sleep Talk set, just for survivability, because this thing has wonderful HP. I'm going to have some defense and special defense, but this thing can hit. This thing could do a lot of damage, and I'm hoping it'll pull through for us. Of course, I might change things out. We have 1,000 Arrows because that's such a really good move for Zygarde. I think that's one of the best moves to ever have on your Zygarde. And Dragon Tail just to phase things out if I feel like I need to. We have Alolan Muck. So Alolan Muck is mainly here because I think I needed a Dark type. That's something, looking at the rest of the team, a Dark type would really help out. And because I've got sort of a weakness to Ghost, so a Dark type would help out that. And another thing is a Poison typing, because I do have a weakness to Fairy. So Alolan Muck is not really a Pokemon I think is going to be that common. It's just for the current state of my team, I think it works out, you know, balancing out some types, type advantages and disadvantages. So that's the only reason Muck's here, just for that. We'll go into Magearna now. This is going to be Assault Vest. Assault Vest Magearna can survive a lot of things, and with that Soul Heart ability, you don't really need to put that much effort into its special attack. Of course, this one's going to be modest with special attack investment, but if you really wanted to, you could put all your investments in survivability and let the Soul Heart boost your special attack. We have Flare Cannon, Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, and Volt Switch. So a pretty offensive Magearna with Assault Vest, just for survivability. And here is going to be our Mega I'm going to try out Mega Caesar first, because Bullet Punch takes care of some fairies, Swords Dance boost, U-Turn out, and Roost for survivability as well. So this is what I want to try out first. This is just the first iteration, and tune in next time to see us use some of these Pokemon in battle. I'm excited to see how they do, if they hold their own, and what Pokemon we should keep, which Pokemon we should switch out. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Pokemon video.